Hello and welcome to Middlesex Moments, the radio show from Middlesex Community College in Middletown. I'm Steve Minkler, the Academic Dean and Lead Administrator for the college, and I'm coming to you today from the radio studios in the college's Center for New Media, located at our main campus at 100 Training Hill Road in Middletown. Today we're going to focus on the SNAP Education and Training Program, SNAP being the acronym for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. And I have the coordinator of our SNAP ENT program, Patrice Barrett, with me today. Hi, Patrice. How are you?
Good morning, Dean Minkler.
So we actually talked a few months ago about the SNAP Education and Training Program, and if you can give our listeners a bit of an update on what's been happening with the program and what types of educational opportunities are available for SNAP recipients.
Middlesex entered into the program in February of this year, so we're quite new at this, but we're very happy that each semester has been growing in the number of students that we have enrolled and the success that we're seeing. We had a small number of students in the spring semester of this year, followed through summer, and then we have a fairly large group of students for this fall semester, and they're enrolled in a variety of courses: certified nursing assistant, human services. Many people, 10 or so people, did security guard, which is only a one-day course for certification, phlebotomy, patient care technician, and we hope we're getting ready to start screening of applications for the upcoming spring 2018 semester. We're hoping to have even more success and enroll even a larger number of students. And for people who don't understand, this program is offered to SNAP recipients who want to take career training or employment training that will allow them to earn a good income that will bring a greater quality of life for them and for everyone who lives in their household, as well as offer them the fulfillment of having acquired those career skills that would be useful in the market.
And how do potential students find out more about this program? Is that part of your role, is to do some outreach into the community?
Yes, I've done a large amount of outreach prior to we have our open application period coming starting next week. Spent a great amount of time in Meriden, actually, with nonprofit agencies there. Been in contact with a lot of nonprofits in Middletown as well. We will start accepting applications for classes that'll be in the spring semester starting next Wednesday. I have 3 information sessions coming up. So the idea is that you attend an information session, you fill out an application, you hear about the program from me in many different ways. We watch videos, I have a PowerPoint, and then you take placement testing, and we screen your overall record to date and see if there's a course you'd like to take and you're suitable for it, and then we enroll you.
Okay. So obviously a potential student has to be receiving SNAP benefits.
Yes.
Are there other qualifications to becoming a student as part of this program?
Yeah, and before I forget, everyone should realize that we have a rather fully informational webpage on Middlesex Community College's website under Continuing Education that lists in quite a bit of detail all the things you'd like to know about the program, including practicing for the assessment testing. You can go to the website and find out about that. There are flyers around town. There are postcards that have been distributed. I've received multiple calls because of those things and multiple emails being out in the community. And I often refer people, fastest route is to look at our webpage.
Okay. So if they look there, they'll see what opportunities are available. And
Yes.
I know these are courses that Middlesex Community College already offers as part of its non-credit division.
Yes, it is.
And this is a form of financial aid assistance, if you will, for folks who have SNAP benefits.
Yes, it's given, we offer these, we call them scholarships because it's a sizable sum of money for some of our courses, and they're given with funds awarded to us from the Connecticut Department of Social Services, and the money originally comes from the SNAP program at the federal level under the Farm Bill.
Okay. Well, I'm really excited because today we have 2 students who are participating in this program, and after a short break, we'll get to meet Dawn Peterson and Caristina Santiago, who will tell us a little bit about their stories. You're listening to Middlesex Moments, coming to you from Middlesex Community College. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Middlesex Moments, coming to you from Middlesex Community College. I'm Steve Minkler, here with Patrice Barrett, who is the coordinator of our SNAP Education and Training Program. And we're really happy to have 2 SNAP ENT students with us today, Dawn Peterson and Caristina Santiago. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, let's start with Dawn. If you'd be willing to share with us a little of your story and how you learned about the SNAP E&T program and what your goals are in kind of coming back to college and launching the next phase of your life.
I was a CNA for approximately 24 years. My CNA certificate had lapsed, and I am a single mom, one adult child, 3 young children, and I had been taking care of my mom, who has COPD, for the last 7 years and working outside as a private home health aide. So I decided to get re-involved. 2 years ago, I actually saw, or a year and a half ago it was, I think, I saw in the non-credit magazine that gets sent to the houses a bit of information about SNAP program. And I thought, wow, that's neat. I'd love to take the PCT program and redo my CNA. So fortunately what I did is, in order to take the PCT, you need to take your CNA. I actually finally, unfortunately, had to make some other living arrangements for my mom and had a little bit of time on my hands. So I reached out to Patrice regarding it and starting to do some research and getting involved in it. I was blessed enough in the summer to take the CNA course and have my certificate back and then go on to have the PCT course done, and it was great. It's wonderful. The experience has been huge for my family and I up to this point.
Great. Yeah, it sounds like you're a story that I hear an awful lot from students is that, life kind of puts itself in the middle of what you had been planning, and this was a way for you to kind of reboot things.
Yes, it does. And it was great as far as a confidence level as well. We get into this daily routine of things and, taking care of our I guess they're calling it the sandwich generation, taking care of our elders, taking care of our kids, trying to work. So, yeah, it really helped to open up doors for me.
Okay. And Caristina, how did you find out about the SNAP E&T program? What attracted you to what we had to offer here at Middlesex?
I was at the social services office, and I was sitting there, and he was talking to me, and I looked up and I saw the paper. And I was like, oh, what is this? He was like, oh, it's a training that you can do. And so I left it in my room for a while, and I just kept looking at it, and I just didn't pay attention. And then one day I was like, no, I need to do something. I should do this. So I called, and then I went to the orientation, and then from there I just been going.
And what courses are you taking?
Human services.
Human services,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what are some of your plans? What would you like to do in the future with the Human Services program? Do you intend to continue at college or maybe find a job in the field?
I definitely want to continue on. I thought at first when I came into this, I was like, no, I'm just going to do this training just so I can make a little more money. But then now that I've been going, I'm like, no, I need to stay in school. This is something that I need to do. And it gives me more of a purpose, I think, and it expands your mind. So I think it's something that everyone should do. Yeah, I'm continuing on, and I want to do school counseling.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Patrice, I could imagine that when you met both Dawn and Caristina that you could see a bit of a spark in both of them. I could see it in their eyes. You at home listening on the radio can't see that, but I could imagine that you when you met both of these folks that you could tell that there was some connection that you needed to make with them.
Yes. Both were very determined in their pursuit in different ways. I met them at different times in different semesters. And Dawn did do the CNA this past summer, and then when she finished that, we talked about continuing on to PCT, which gave her more clinical experience, more skills, phlebotomy, EKG, all of those things. And Dawn said, yeah, I'm ready for it, and it will certainly give me a better chance at opportunities in the job market. And we made arrangements for her to do that, and she has just succeeded incredibly in that course. And then when I met Caristina, the first time was actually in a room full of 25 people, I think, or something. And in her own quiet way, she pursued what she wanted. She listened to what I had to say, got ready to do placement testing, and then kept communicating with me back and forth about, can I have this opportunity? Is there anything else I need to do? Is there something you'd like to know about me? And then she started the course, and I found out both from her professor and her pretty recently that you want to continue on for an associate's degree, which is what the program is sort of intended for when you look at the national models, that you re-enter, get some professional experience, and reacquaint your skills, and then you're able to succeed onward from whatever that entering step is on the ladder. And both of them are excellent examples of that.
Great. And both of you are in courses that lead you to probably working in professions that are helping other people. And Dawn,
Yes.
you said you previously been a CNA, and this is sort of helping you get back on track. But Karistina, had you done any work that was similar to the human services things that you're learning in class, or what part of you kind of drew you to the human services?
Well, I liked that it had to do with helping others. That was the biggest thing. And I love helping other people. It makes me feel good about myself, and it makes me good that other people are happy when I help them. So that's what basically drew me to it.
Okay, so it was sort of just naturally who you are as a
Yes,
person.
yeah.
You know? And would you agree with that, Dawn, for yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's, it's hands-on, lots of communication, getting to know people really well, and they're very grateful.
Mm-hmm.
They say thank you for helping me, and have a nice day. They love to see you when you come in the door, and you love to see them. Yeah, I'm all about working in the healthcare field and helping others.
Yeah.
I don't fit anywhere else, I don't feel.
Well, in a similar way, I mean, Patrice and I work here at the college and working for a school that is meant to help people too, right? We help
Yep.
provide an education for people who are looking for all sorts of different majors and different things in life. So if you think about what the college has done to kind of reconnect you with something that connects you with who you are as a person, what are some other things that maybe you have found at the college in addition to what you're doing in your classes that might connect you? I mean, Karistina, have you done some projects in your class that speak a little bit more to where you want to take this with your life?
Well, we've had to do some volunteering that's been involved in my class. There's a certain amount of hours you have to complete, and I feel like it's helped me, pushed me to help others, and it's pushed me out of my comfort level, and it's teaching me things, and it's teaching me that you really do need to help others, because helping others is helping yourself.
Sure. And do you see that in the class? Are the students kind of helping each other in the class, or
Yes, I think so. Yeah, my teacher's very open, and she makes us all talk to one another. So she makes us connect all, and I think it's a beautiful thing.
Great. And I think if I remember right, the human services class is actually a blend of students who are taking it for college graduation credit and not yet for credit.
Mm-hmm.
So do you hope, as Patrice said earlier, to then enter into the associate degree program in the next semester?
Yes.
Okay, well, what are your plans for the courses that you might take next semester?
Well, I know for now I have to take general studies because they don't have counseling exactly for here, so I have to take general studies and I have to transfer.
Okay. And where do you think you might transfer? Have you been looking ahead that far yet?
No. These are big steps for me.
all right. I'll slow you down a little bit. But so we'll get you there.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because I think along the way you never know where life might take you.
Yeah,
you might
that's
take a
true.
class that says, oh, okay, I really want to focus on the counseling aspect, but there might be something else that just pops up unexpectedly for you. And Patrice, what kind of career counseling is involved in the SNAP program? What resources are available to students who do take courses through the SNAP ENT program?
We try to have an overall tone to be encouraging. And I think both of you can speak to that we always provide the message to our prospective students that you can do anything if you try hard enough. And then both Dawn and Karistina would tell you that I check in throughout the semester, or I might catch up with you in person in the hall or somewhere else and say, how is it going? Anything I need to do for you? Sometimes we have to provide some tutoring services. I knew that Karistina was doing a community-based project. I checked in with her professor and said, everything lined up okay? Can I pitch in and find a placement? Because I have a lot of connections in the social service community. She said, no, she's great at taking her own initiative, and she's found what she wanted to do, and that's working out. And then we also give a message when we talk about returning to class and acquiring skills for the job market. Both my director and I also give the message of camaraderie, and I think Dawn would agree with that in the classes she's been in, and clearly Professor Hernandez is encouraging that too. So we think an important part of it is to become again part of a group rather than feeling isolated. And in that group, enhance your communication skills, learn how to interact with each other, perhaps help each other. Sometimes people need rides in the class and another student can provide that for them. Or in the healthcare classes, often you're paired to provide care and things like that, so you need to communicate well. And then when the class is over, I always check in to see if there's any guidance needed on preparing a resume. I did that with Dawn. I always have a discussion, as I did with Dawn. What are your next steps? What would you like to do? How can we help you? My director provided some advice to Dawn as well about what to do. I will talk to Keristina when the semester's over, but I know she's already met with an advisor and made arrangements to continue on in the associate's program. But we'll talk about, do you feel comfortable with this? Can I offer any other assistance? It's sort of keeping up through the whole semester and finding how things are going.
Yeah, great. And certainly as the two of you, Dawn and Keristina, think ahead for what you might do maybe with further education. You know, Keristina, you've met the program coordinator for Human Services. She's your teacher. And we've got our academic advising and counseling services here to kind of help negotiate that for you for your next steps. So it's time to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll talk more about the SNAP Education and Training Program. You're listening to Middlesex Moments from Middlesex Community. Welcome back to Middlesex Moments, coming to you from Middlesex Community College. I'm Steve Minkler, and today we're talking about the SNAP Education and Training Program, and SNAP is short for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and this is a great educational opportunity for folks who are receiving SNAP benefits as a way to get them some financial assistance to re-enter the college in a variety of programs, mostly in the allied health and helping fields. And joining me is Patrice Barrett, who is our SNAP program coordinator, and two students, Dawn Peterson and Keristina Santiago. And we've been talking about their life journey and what got them here. And Dawn, I know when we were talking a little before the break that you were a student at Middlesex prior to returning, and you got your degree in Human Services and were previously a CNA. So what was that like, and what drew you back to Middlesex?
That was a wonderful experience. I fresh out of high school, enrolled right in, dove in my first semester with 6 classes. But it was a great experience. I just ended up having kids. So I kind of put that on hold. I love the Human Service program. I think for sure I was going to go on to the University of Hartford for a bachelor's in psychology, but and like I said, the day of my graduation, I found out I was having my first daughter. Mm-hmm. Kind of a blessing there of, well, you're graduating, but here you go too.
Right.
So I did put that on hold. What I did have her, a year later, I decided, as I did want to go into the medical field and helping people, to obtain my CNA, which is a Certified Nurse's Aide certificate. I did that through Chest Elm in East Haddam. It was a 6-week program, and I worked there for 3 years after. It was really great. I had a great time helping the residents and get up in the morning, do your activity of daily living. I became a therapy aide as far as assisting people with rehab issues and working with the rehab department. I did that for another 3 years. That was so intense and wonderful. And then I went into accounting. Go figure.
Wow.
I kind of said, okay, and I got an opportunity to have an accounting job full-time. So I took that, did that for 5 years, and I really missed the healthcare. Yeah, it was a whole different realm. I liked the job, but the job was not hands-on, working with other people, communicating, talking, helping. It was just me and a desk and a computer, and didn't work for me. Mm-hmm. So then I went on and went back into the healthcare field. Okay. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. No, I mean, we were talking before about being in the helping professions, and you said you have an adult daughter and 3 younger children, too?
I do. I have an adult daughter. She is also a CNA and has followed in my footsteps and came to Middlesex 2 years ago. Okay. And received her certificate. She would like to come back for the PCT course. She's been looking into it the last couple weeks. She has 2 children. She has a 2.5-year-old and a 25-day-old he is.
Oh, well, congratulations on that.
Thank
wow.
you.
And PCT is the
patient care tech course. It's really a valuable course. I was fortunate enough we had a real small class. All of us became like family instantly from day one. The professors, the instructors are phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I can't say enough. If there's anything you needed, anything you didn't understand, they were fully there to explain it and make sure at the end of the day you knew it. We did do a 8-class clinical at Middlesex Hospital. That was pretty incredible. That was really great. I think it was a huge asset to the PCT program. I do know it's optional for some, but it was just what you need. You need to get in there, really see how people are working, really see what's going on, and get a taste for the environment. Mm-hmm. wonderful experience.
Right. So it's connecting what you're studying at the college with the real life and
With
the
the
community.
real life,
working
what
in
you're
it.
going to do.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. And Karistina, earlier you were telling us as part of your human services course that you're doing a community project.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
So I volunteer at CRT, the daycare part, and I go Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, and then when I have my days off, I try to stay all day. So I just help the kids there and my son there. I help the teachers set up their food, get them in checked because sometimes they act crazy, and so I just help out there as much as I can.
Okay. So you have a son. You have other children too?
No,
Okay.
just my son.
So that must be, both of you are talking about, balancing family obligations and work and school. And how has that been for you? Has that been a bit of a adjustment to try to balance everything?
I feel like it's been a huge challenge because I've been out of school for a very long time. So juggling my son, work, and school is challenging, but it's necessary. So I just keep going.
Okay. Well, and according to Patrice, our coordinator, you seem to be doing it pretty well.
Yeah, thankfully.
Great. So I would imagine, Patrice, that when you are talking with potential students, you're looking for students who can understand that, with everything life is throwing at them, that there's a bit of a balancing act that's necessary to succeed.
I talk about that in the presentation, and as I think about it on the PowerPoint, one of the points I have there is learn how to balance your work-family obligations. And it is a balancing job, as Karistina said, and I know that. And the other thing that I talk about in the presentation before people fill out applications is enhancing your personal abilities to take on challenges and be successful at them. And one of the most interesting parts about my position as I look at both Dawn and Karistina now is that you see them when you meet them for the first time. And you've got the application in front of you, you have their life history, you talk to them and you form whatever your impression is. And then the good part is that you get to watch them mature through the semester. And you get to hear from their professors, you get to hear their feedback about how they're doing, and then you see them finish or accomplish that goal. And I think all of us were really surprised when Professor Hernandez told us that Karistina was going to continue on to an associate's program. But when I'm presenting about the human services course, I say, this is your chance to try out a traditional college course with exams and daily lectures and needing to do projects and papers. If you're successful, it might be the acorn that sort of plants in you the thought of going on to get your degree. And that very same thing happened with Karistina when she got into the course and liked what she was doing and decided she wanted to go further. So that's the rewarding or fun part, really, in what I do.
Sure. And I think Dawn represents many students that we have who you have your degree and you have continued to get credentials that allow you to do a certain kind of work or a certain kind of specialty. And so, to have you come back and do that speaks a lot about you and kind of reigniting that desire to continue your education and to expand your possibilities.
Yes, it was huge. Breaking down the decision to do it was really... I was just a little ways from saying, maybe I'm not ready, but as Karistina was saying, you push yourself out of your comfort zone, and you say, you know what, I'm ready. There's no other time that it's going to happen. Now is it. It's right here.
Right.
So I'm so grateful to even have the opportunity to be in these programs and come this far with them. It's been huge. The impact will go on for me and my family forever.
Okay.
In a positive way.
Great. And that sounds like that would be great advice if you were to meet a new incoming student. I'm sure Patrice might ask either or both of you to be part of a panel to talk about your experience. That sounds like terrific advice you might give to a new student.
Absolutely.
And Karistina, what would you say to a student who is new to this program, maybe coming back like you did after a few years of not being in school? What advice would you give to a new student?
I would don't overthink it and just do it, because sometimes you get overwhelmed and you're like, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if I haven't been in school in a while, it could be challenging. I just think that you should just jump into it and don't waste time.
All right. Yeah, so just, once you've made up your mind, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for a student who might have just jumped into that, what advice might you give a student who says, this is really, I don't know if this is right for me. I'm really kind of it's hard for me to juggle this. What kind of encouragement might you give to a fellow student who was telling you that?
I would say take a deep breath and tell yourself that everything will be okay, and reach out to your teachers. There's always people around to help you. Reach out to other students. I would just say reach out to others and take it step by step.
Sure. And I think you could tell them, hey, look, I've been able to do it.
Yeah.
Not that scary.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to thank all three of you for joining me today for the Middlesex Moments show. Dawn Peterson and Caristina Santiago, who are students in CNA and PCT for Dawn, and Human Services for Caristina, and Patrice Barrett, who is the coordinator of our SNAP Education and Training Program. Thanks to the three of you for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Okay. And I want to remind our listeners that Middlesex Community College is here for you. We are your college and your community. And please visit us at any time at our main campus at 100 Training Hill Road here in Middletown, at our Meriden Center, which is recently relocated to Platt High School on Coe Avenue in the city of Meriden. We have a variety of courses that we offer there in the late afternoon and early evenings. And of course, our online campus, which is open 24/7 at mxcc.edu, where you can find out information about all of our academic programs and especially our SNAP education and training programs. So please feel free to visit us in person or online, Middlesex Community College. So for all of the faculty, staff, and students at the college, this is Stephen Minkler, and thank you for listening to Middlesex Moments.